This is another episode of Full Disclosure from InfinityExist.com. I'm Knox, this is Patch, and today we're going to be soft modding your Xbox. This is going to allow you to load Xbox Media Center and Linux. First, what you're going to need is obviously an Xbox. You're going to need a game vulnerable to the exploit. We're going to use the first version of MechAssault, which is one that that you're able to use. Any version of Splinter Cell, and some versions of 007 Under Fire. Also, what you're going to need is some way to load the software onto your Xbox. We're using a USB to controller converter. All these are actually USB ports in the front there, so that allows us to do that. Also, you're going to need a thumb drive that's compatible with your Xbox. There'll be a list up on the website of the thumb drives that you can use. And that's about it. What we're going to do is we're going to boot up our Xbox, and we're going to make sure that we have our dashboard completely up to date.
Alright, we're just going to boot up the Xbox here, and to find out your dashboard version, you just go to Settings, scroll down to System Info, and wait till this whole long copyright bullshit goes through. Just fast forward here. Alright, at the bottom you see K, which is the kernel, and D is the dashboard, and you want to make sure your dashboard is 5960. Alright, if your Xbox is not up to date, all you need is some Xbox game that has Xbox Live on it. You don't actually have to have an Xbox Live account, you just have to connect to Xbox Live. So, you're going to have to connect your Xbox to the internet somehow, and I'll show you that. Alright, we're just going to pop in Guilty Gear's X2 Reloaded, because it's my favorite game for the Xbox. Kicks ass. Alright, I'm just going to scroll up to Xbox Live, and I'm going to click on New Account. As you can see, it says your Xbox needs to be updated, so it's going to go through the process of updating it for you. Once it says it's completed updated, you can just exit out of it. You don't have to continue the process of making a new account. So after that's all done, you can just restart your system, pull out the game. You might even want to pull out the Ethernet cord that you have plugged in the back, or else the Xbox Live is going to bug you, as you can see here. Then you can just go back down to your settings and go through your system info again to see if you have the proper version now, and you should. Alright, the next step is to plug in your USB thumb drive to the Xbox through your converter, whichever way you choose to do that. Make sure you back up whatever's on the thumb drive before you do that, because it's going to be deleted as soon as you click on the memory tab, because it formats it to the FATX format. If it's compatible. If it's not, it's going to give you an error message. As you see, it pops up as a controller memory card. You can just check to see if you can access it and everything's working properly. Now you're going to take your thumb drive, plug it into your computer. It might ask you to format it. Just say no, and you're going to open up a program called Explorer 360, and this will allow you to copy in the exploit as a save game. The exploit that I'm using is the Crazy Endurer Softmod pack. You can get it's illegal to host this file, so you're going to have to go on some torrent site and search Endure, and then you'll find it. That's N-D-U-R-E. It's about 35 megabytes, I think, so just download that one. If you open up the file that you downloaded, you'll see that there's 3 different subfolders, one for 007, one for MechAssault, one for Splinter Cell. Since we're using MechAssault, we're going to go to the MechAssault folder. And just go to the MA save, UData, and you're just going to copy this folder with some random number in there, and drag that into Explorer, and it'll inject the the Xbox files into the USB thumb drive. Once you get it copied in, just browse through it to make sure it's all there, and then just unplug your USB thumb drive and boot up your Xbox again. Alright, we're on the Xbox here, and what you want to do is go to your memory card again, select the controller memory card, scroll down to the Mech Assault save game, scroll over to the right, and just push A and copy to the hard drive. Alright, once you get it copied over, you can just go select the Xbox hard drive and just make sure it's there. Once you get the exploit copied to your hard drive, you want to pop in the vulnerable game that you're using. Obviously we're using Mech Assault, so we're going to put that in. For Mech Assault, you just have to go to campaign and select the player profile. For the other games, you just have to go to load game or whatever. The save game is called Run Linux. All you have to do is push A on it. Alright, as you can see, the exploit worked, and the first thing you need to do is back up your WEEEPROM. Take note to where it's being saved. It's being saved in the E drive backups dash WEEEPROM dash backups, because you're going to want to transfer it to your computer after you get the Softmod installed. It's going to bring you up to a different prompt. You're just going to push back up WEEEPROM again, and after that you can return to the main menu and install the Softmod. When you select the option to install the Softmod, it's going to ask you to choose between the MK Patcher 0.06 and 0.67. The 0.06 is for hard drives smaller than 8 gigabytes, and 0.67 is for 8 gigabytes and above. Since I just have the 8 gigabyte hard drive, I'm going to choose the 0.06. And then you can select which dashboard you want to install. Since we're installing the Media Center, it doesn't really matter. I just chose to install Unleashed X. It's going to run a couple tests. It's going to make sure that you have the correct dashboard version and you backed up your WEEEPROM. If you get an error, just go back and either update it or back it up. And now you just gotta wait while it installs the Unleashed X dashboard. Once it's finished, you have to take out your game and restart your Xbox. After it reboots, it's going to activate your files in the Shadow C drive. And once it's done, your Xbox is modded with the Unleashed X dashboard. From there, you can either leave it as this, or you can update it to the Xbox Media Center, whatever you choose. To update this dashboard to the Xbox Media Center, you're going to have to connect your Xbox to your computer in some way, either a crossover cable or through a switch. If you scroll down the system and go to Setup or Settings, you can click on the Network tab to see what your IP address, and you also, if you scroll down, you'll notice that there's an FTP server running with the username Xbox and the password Xbox. So what you want to do is you want to go over to your computer and you want to download a program called Flash FXP. This will allow you to connect to that FTP server running in your Xbox. All you have to do is click on that little lightning bolt to connect and click Quick Connect. Type in the IP address of your Xbox, and then username Xbox, password Xbox. Once you're connected, you'll see all the drives. The first thing you want to do is back up your EEPROM just in case something goes wrong. You'll find that in the E drive, backups, and just transfer the EEPROM folder by right-clicking on it and clicking transfer. And as you can see, it's transferred to my documents. Next thing you want to do is update your dashboard to the Xbox Media Center. To get the Xbox Media Center, you can either download the source code off the Xbox Media Center's website and compile it yourself, or you can download a pre-compiled version. In this video, we're going to use the tech version, and we'll put up a link to their website. Copy the contents of the XVMC folder to your E drive dashboard folder. This will take about 10 minutes if you have the fat version. If you have the slim version, it'll probably take half as long. Sometime during this transfer is going to ask you to overwrite the default .xbox executable. That's the executable to the old dashboard, so you want to overwrite that. Once it's all transferred, all you have to do is restart your Xbox, and the next time it boots up, it'll boot into the Xbox Media Center. The Xbox Media Center is a pretty nice setup. Allows you to organize your programs, your pictures, music, and whatever you want to put on your Xbox. You can also play DVDs on your Media Center without having the Xbox remote control. You also can find various programs online, like emulators that you can upload to your Xbox, and you just upload it the same way you did with the Media Center, just through the FTP. But it might take me a couple tries, that's alright. Me too. I never do
Choose your head versus lead. 3, 2, 1, go!
The next thing we're going to want to do is to upload a Linux to our Xbox, so we can surf the web and run various servers. The version of Linux we're going to use is Dan Small Linux, also known as DSL. It's the Xbox version, so it's XDSL. We'll put up a link to that. All you have to do is download the file, unzip it, and there'll be an ISO in there, an ISO file, which is a CD image. And what you want to do is use WinRAR or some other program like WinISO to extract those folders inside. And all you have to do is transfer the contents of the XDSL ISO to your Xbox E drive. To do that, we use the Flash FXP that we used before for the Media Center. There's in Media Center. There's also an FTP running on the same port and same username and password, so just connect into it. Just browse to the E drive, and then just copy the contents. This should only take a minute or two. Once that's done, you can just disconnect from the FTP and switch over to your Xbox. In Media Player, all you have to do is scroll down to My Files. Select the E drive, and just scroll down to default.xbe, and it'll start loading up the Xbox Linux. And you want to select the FATX E drive option, and then you can just select your resolution. I keep it the lowest resolution. Seems to work the best. And it will load up damn small Linux. Once damn small Linux boots up, it will provide you with the virtual keyboard. If you don't have a USB keyboard, if you do, you can connect your USB keyboard through your USB to Xbox controller converter that we used before for the thumb drive, and it's pretty nice to have. The virtual keyboard kind of sucks, and you just use your Xbox controller as the mouse. And with damn small Linux, you can do anything a normal computer can do. You can browse the web, play video games, run servers, and we'll show you a couple of those things. Also, the commands in DSL are similar to the commands in Backtrack, so you'll be able to configure your interfaces and do whatever you want through that. In the last video, we showed you how to set up a SSH server. DSL comes with that server already installed on it, so you can use your Xbox as an SSH server. I'll show you how to do that real quick here. Before you run the server, you're going to have to set up a new user because the root doesn't have a password, so you can't really log into it. Just push B on the desktop, scroll to System, then add delete user, and just type in the user you want to use and the password, and just click add. It's pretty simple. Once you get the new user added, you want to push B again on the desktop. You scroll down to System, go over to daemons, and select the SSH server, and then you can just push the start option. And then you can have any computer just tunnel right into that SSH server. Another way to start and stop that server is using the DSL panel, which is on the desktop. You just click on that, and it'll provide you with the various buttons that you can use, and you just can click on the SSH server to turn it on and off. Also, DSL provides you with a DSL downloader. Since DSL is only 50 megabytes, it doesn't come with many programs on it, so they provide you this nice little downloader, a whole bunch of different applications on it. And we'll just show you how to use that here real quick. We're just going to download the game Doom. Click on it to get some info, and click download. It's that easy. And you can select the folder you downloaded to. We're just going to select temporary, and it'll download it. After it gets done downloading, it puts a link on your desktop, and you can just run it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of free games out there. You can use a lot of open source programs, so it's pretty nice. However, since we didn't install DSL to our Xbox, we just copied the folders in. It's gonna act like a live CD. So when you restart, your settings are not gonna be saved. So you have to reconfigure everything when you boot it back up. And as you can see, Doom is downloading. It runs pretty good on the Xbox.
Alright.
It should.
Yeah, I should also mention that there are lots of different versions of Linux that you can get for Xbox. We tried out several different ones, like the Xubuntu, the Xdebian, but we found that the Dance on Linux probably had the best options. Alright, well that's it for this episode on Softmod your Xbox. Go find the Xbox you got laying around that's collecting dust and turn it into a usable media center and computer. I'm Knox, this is Patch, and that's it for this episode.